Good morning. Upstate New York, man. I bet you it's getting close to being beautiful up there. Y'all are getting some the foliage. Oh man, had a late night last night. Um, had to roast coffee, and so I think it was after no, it was right at 12 when I got out of here. Minnesota, man. I bet all y'all are getting it because it's like in the 80s right now in Alabama. So I know like upstate New York and Minnesota, that's got to be it's got to be getting chilly, but it feels really nice in the morning and evening right now. So um, did y'all have a good Labor Day? Did anybody do anything fun or special or out of the ordinary? Oh man, the 50s. On YouTube they said it's been in the 50s overnight and 70 during the day. That's like the perfect weather for me. 70 degrees in weather for Texas. Man, I'm hoping fall's on its way and it doesn't. Alabama, their weather's bipolar. It'll get cool one day and then the next day it'll be 110 degrees. It's the craziest thing. 51 with the breeze. So that's getting out of flip-flop weather for me. No, I'm on my this is only my second cup of coffee. I'm going to be drinking it up though. The beauty of being a small business is every time there's a holiday, it's like you got to work twice as hard to catch up. So last night I got out of here at midnight, and then I'm not one of these people that I can like go straight from work and then just go lay down and go to sleep. I have to sit down and decompress a little bit. And so it was probably 12:30, 1 o'clock before I actually fell asleep. And then it's probably 5:30 when I woke up. So I'll catch up on some sleep tonight. But Orlando. Sue, what's the temperature in Orlando? Everybody else is like bragging of 70 degrees, 50 degrees. I'm just thankful it's 80 degrees in Alabama. So did everybody have a good Labor Day? Kind of with me is when the mail doesn't run, then I shut down because I can't ship anything out. So I took Labor Day off, and I thought about doing a video on the trip, but I thought about doing a video from Monday, but I was scared I was going to drop my phone in the water, so I didn't. But my brother and I've got an older brother. He's 3 years older than me. He was a great guy. He works for Social Security. He was in the Marine Corps, and now he works for Social Security. But wait a minute. Somebody just drove through Alabama. You could have stopped by and said hello. Yeah, if y'all ever come through Selma, y'all have an invite to come see me. So I'll be here. But no, so we went there's a river, you got in Selma, we've got the Alabama River, and it's a muddy river. They affectionately call it the Big Muddy. But you also have, like, there's a place in Selma where the Alabama and the Cahaba River come together. But if you go north about an hour, the Cahaba River is a lot smaller, and it's got like rocks, so it's really clean water with little rapids and everything. So we've been since 1996. My family's gone up there, and we used to. They used to rent canoes out, but the guy quit renting canoes, and he rents inner tubes. So we went and floated that all day, or not all day, Monday, but got there at about 11 till maybe 3:30. And it was, the sun was shining. It was a beautiful day, but the water's cool. So we got to cool down and had a good time, just good fellowship with my big brother. So, but I did that. And then they had a volleyball game and a junior high football game at my daughter's school. So my daughter and my wife Kennedy was working the concession stand, and Marin was watching all the stuff. So I ended up going and sitting with Marin and watching some of the games. So, and then Saturday we went to the Alabama River with Jack, who is Marin's boyfriend, his parents. We went with them to the river. And then Sunday we cooked out with a friend. So it's a busy weekend, but it was fun. It was a lot of fun. So kind of got a little bit of rest. And so, sorry, guys, I know I haven't posted any of my short, excuse me. I haven't posted any of my short videos in a while. We've just, with the losses in Selma, if anybody, if I don't know if anybody knows, but they've actually had two 16-year-olds pass away about 10 days ago in Selma, and one of them was Marin's. They go to the same school, and so just the reality is my mind's kind of been very much on that, but and my content is like what I'm walking through, but I just didn't really have a piece about really going and talking about what's going on and everything. I want to show respect to the family. I know the family and love the family. They're great people. And just through their loss, I don't really want to put it out for the world to see, but I'll be getting some more, I'll be getting some more videos. I've kind of got some ideas, but it's just it's a weird season, but I've got something that has been, it's been really kind of the past couple of days. You know how it kind of, for me, stuff will say, what's up, Michael Key? So for me, the way things, I guess, rest in me or learning or whatever. So a lot of times I learn through conversation. So I'll just be talking with somebody and my mouth will outrun my mind. And then I'll back up and be like, man, that's a good tie. Look, I got one of my dear friends. One day I'm going to get him on here. He wants me to baptize him. His name's Ty. He's watching on Facebook. But this guy, we've been friends for a decade, and we were sitting in the back of a restaurant one time, and he asked me, he told me, he's like, Ryan, I'm an atheist, and I laughed, and I said, brother, I'm not trying to get you saved. You're just my friend, and I'm going to tell the whole story one day, but I might do it when he's with me. He's supposed to be coming down, I don't know, soon, hopefully. because I don't want to. I'll freeze to dunk them, but I'm not going to be happy about it. He's like the coolest individual. He makes knives. Just a cool guy. But okay, going back. So a lot of times I learn through conversations with people, but also like kind of what's going on around and in life is like the things that are happening. Honestly, I'll think of like a story like in the Bible and just dwell on it for a couple days and soak in it. And so that's what's been happening with me. Ty, somebody's asking on YouTube if you make Damascus knives, and I think he does. He's got his own forge and all this stuff. So really cool. He made me a knife. What? Y'all want me to look? Hold on. I'll walk y'all, and I'll show y'all one of the. He owes me a kitchen knife. He said he's gonna make me a kitchen knife, but I've got, y'all bear with me. I got to walk into the candle. Oh, that's awesome. Somebody on YouTube said their son helped baptize at a motorcycle show. Oh man, I didn't know it passed, Trish. That somebody just said one of the Longhorns alpacas, they're sick and one of them's passed. Thanks for letting me know. I'll have to shoot him a text message. All right. Sorry, guys. I'm just walking through the halls of Revival Coffee. All right. Let's see. All right. So Ty, he hand stitched this, and it goes like across the back, like the back of your belt, like that. And then, I mean, that's a hand forged. I don't know if you can see the detail on those little buttons. It might not work. It's kind of blurring, but look at that. Isn't that cool? And he made it. I have another knife. So this is a knife that I use to cut stuff. And, he kind of made it similar to that for me. So, all right. Man, do they know? So a lot of people are talking about Lester's alpacas. Do they know what's going on with them? Ty, what's the name of your thing? Where they can, is it Black Forge? Hold on, let's give Ty a oh man, parasites. All right. Ty, I'm gonna watch this. So in Ty's actually, hold on, let me see. All right, I don't know. I'm gonna put it up there for y'all to see. But if y'all like the thing, he actually has a YouTube video where he's making something pretty cool. But all right, guys, hold on. Kate Newman just posted on YouTube. She's recovering from surgery yesterday and having complications. Please pray if you don't mind. All right, look, y'all bear with me. I'm gonna we'll say a quick prayer. So, Jesus, you are the healer. And I just ask, Lord, that Kate, that you just fix the complications, Lord, that you heal whatever's going on and to 100%. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. So, okay, giving my buddy a shout out. Thank you guys for letting Kate know that you're praying. Is she on Facebook or YouTube? Okay, she's on YouTube, so she's seeing you guys. Kate, people from Facebook said they're praying for you as well. I know you can only see the YouTube comments. And Lord, heal Lester's alpacas. You know, I think he cares about animals too. All right. So what I've been chewing on just with the I got to get some more coffee, guys. It was a late night, but I've been chewing on it for a couple days now, just with all the sadness and hardship that's going on in Selma right now. I had a verse that oh man. You know, can I vent for 2 seconds? I just got a friend request, and it's a scam. Somebody's doing a scam with the young boy who passed away. They're trying to scam people with that account, and that kind of stuff infuriates me. Like, I don't like being mean or fighting or aggravated, but that kind of stuff, I don't have any tolerance for that. It infuriates me. So I just popped up on my phone, but I'll report them. It's about all you can do nowadays. But there was a story. I'm going to read it to y'all. I'm going to pull it up real quick. There's a story that's just been resonating in my soul. And the title of the story is Jesus Calms the Storm. And I'm gonna just read it. It's like, I mean, it's short, but it says, that day when everyone came, he said to the disciple, let us go over to the other side. Leaving the crowd behind, they took him along just as he was in the boat. There were also other boats with him. A furious squall came up and the waves broke over the boat, so that it was nearly swamped. Jesus was in the stern, sleeping on a cushion. The disciples woke him and said to him, Teacher, don't you care if we drown? He got up, rebuked the wind, and said to the waves, Quiet, be still. Then the wind died down, and it was completely calm. He said to the disciples, Why are you so afraid? Do you still have no faith? And they were terrified and asked each other, Who is this? Even the wind and the waves obey him. So that's the story that's been, just for the past week, just been resonating in my spirit or in my soul, my mind, whatever. But I started thinking about it, and really, like, the teaching on it is, you know, these guys, the disciple, a lot of them were like seasoned fishermen. So they'd been in storms while they were in a boat, and they've experienced that before. But what I kind of see is, like, I see Jesus in perfect peace. Like, he's sleeping on the front of the boat with this terrible weather in the chaos that's surrounding him and the fear. I mean, you got to think of the emotions. There's probably confusion, there's probably fear, chaos, all this stuff's going on around him, and he's just sleeping at the front of the boat. Oh wait, let me add this. Hold on, I'll add where I read that from. Look at that. I'm getting good with this stuff. And so there's chaos surrounding them, and all these people are freaking out, right? And they're like, we're about to die. And they go to him. And so the way that I learn things, Debbie Reed, this isn't a replay. You're in real time. Sorry, guys. She just commented #replay. So you get a shout out. But what I started thinking about was like, you know, I said, what if I was the boat? You know, and Jesus is in me, and he's at perfect peace. And all the disciples who were having all these crazy emotions, you know, those are kind of like my emotions. And then the chaos of the world comes in, the external things. And if I've got the Prince of Peace in me, you know, I've got to learn to be able to go to him and say, Lord, you know, calm these emotions, right? Don't let what's going on around me affect my peace. And it's not always an easy thing to do. I don't know if all that makes sense, but it's kind of the way my brain's wired. But I've got an example. So, you know, there was a young guy. He's at the city schools. Uh-oh. Are y'all having trouble with the sound? Yeah, that's good where you are right now, Kate. I mean, just with what you're talking about. But what I've learned is it's okay. So Brenda, it might. Okay. All right. Somebody had just said, okay. So one of the young men who passed away, he was a victim of like gang violence. In Selma, Selma's a really high poverty. Just got a lot of violence. Ty's been here. He knows, he's been in the midst of it. But this guy was a victim of gang violence, and they were gonna, at the city school, they were having a memorial service for him. We're just trying to have, you know, honestly, they were trying to bring unity, and they had this service, and some of the kids from my daughter's school said, we want to go and support this. You know, Selma's, it's crazy, but still got some forms of segregation and everything. And it's not like that. I don't know. It's weird. I don't even know how to explain it. But it was a really big breakthrough for these kids to go. And my daughter was like, you know, Dad, will you come sit with me? I don't feel 100% safe, or just I would feel more comfortable. So we sit through this program. It's a great program, just kind of giving testimonies about what's going on, and, you know, trying to help people through the grieving process. And I remember sitting next to this group of guys, and they were laughing during the program, and you could smell the devil's lettuce on them. And I remember, you know, my heart kind of went out, and towards the end of the service, they said, hey, if somebody doesn't look like you, yourself and shake their hand. So I was shaking these guys' hands and everything. And we get down there and are shaking people's hands. I've got Marin and the girl she rode with. And, you know, they're close to me. And then literally, I've actually got a video of it, but I don't know if I'm gonna play it. But start hearing a lot of screaming, and people starting to run and panic and stampede. And evidently, one of the gangs was jumping and assaulting another boy. And, you know, it was in a big gymnasium. There's about 600-700 kids. And then now what I know it was people running down the bleachers, but it was making a popping sound. So when I was in high school was when Columbine first happened. And so that's always in the back of your mind. So I hear that, and there's chaos surrounding us. And my daughter and her friend, they've never been in that kind of environment. So they're freaked out. So I grabbed both of them by the scruff of their neck. Because, people are stampeding. But I grabbed both of them by the scruff of their neck. And I said, in a very deliberate voice, I said, we are walking out of here at a fast pace, but we will not run and we will not panic. And I grabbed them, and we just made a straight. And I said, when we get to the car, y'all are getting in the car. And one of the girls who rode with them was still there, so I went back and got her and got them all in the car, because I thought people had firearms and were shooting. So my whole thing was like, get them out of here. But that's kind of, for me, that's the Jesus in the boat. There was chaos surrounding, people screaming. You hear stuff, police coming in, all this. It's people, hundreds of kids storming. And I've been around situations like that. So I've seen people, usually when there's a fight going on, a lot of times teenagers will run to the fight. But I heard the bleachers popping, and then I saw everybody running away from the fight. So I honestly thought somebody had brought a firearm in. So my objective was, I got to get my baby out of here. And so got them out of there and made sure a lot of the other kids had gotten out. And so, Patty is on YouTube. She said it's one of the saddest things, and it is. It is. And Patty, what's the really sad thing that for me is, like, the majority of the kids at that school are good kids, and they don't want that life. But there's about 5% of the kids who want that lifestyle, and they're the ones causing the chaos. And so, So the reason for telling that story, one, because it's a crazy story for me. This was Thursday this happened. So for me, I'm like, man, I'm just happy. It's like life has been strange the past couple of weeks, just a bunch of crazy stuff happening. But for me, it's like, that's what it looks like with Jesus in the boat. All right. Like, he's that peace for us. So, like, my daughter and them were freaking out, but because I was there was chaos surrounding, but they felt the comfort of my hand on their shoulders. All right. So they knew it was going to be okay. And so that's how I liken it to like Jesus. It's like, when there's chaos surrounding us, when things don't make sense, you got to be able to feel the comfort of his hand on your shoulder and let him walk you through the chaos to the safe place. Does that make sense? It's a different way of, Summer just said that hurts my heart for the community and the kids. Many of them are forced to join or be targets. In Summer, like, here's the crazy thing with the gangs around here. It's not like, a lot of it, they're not just random. It's family members. So, like, a lot of these kids are cousins, and they grow up together and they hang together. So it's, I've always been like, you don't disperse it. What they have is a good thing. It just needs to be redirected for good. You don't need to say, well, y'all break up, let's bust it. It's like, no, let's just redirect them. Just think if those kids were like, hey, we're going to go do community service. It'd be an amazing thing. Yeah, well, and this honestly, it doesn't, the gang violence and everything in Selma doesn't reach a lot of national news, but it's, it's just sad. It's sad. It's poverty. And when I was working at the nonprofit, there's some sobering news that I heard about, like the education level and all this kind of stuff. And it just, it can feel hopeless. It's not hopeless, but it can feel hopeless and overwhelming. But you just, that old expression, how do you eat an elephant? And it's one bite at a time. And so actually the guys next door to me, they're like a gang prevention unit where Lori said someone needs to sit out to take those gangs and sit with them and teach them how to love. And that's what those guys are doing. So, yeah, it's like, don't break it up, just redirect it for good. And that's always been my, how do you fix the problem? But, personally, I think it's the effects of a fatherless generation, and not saying that like one parent is more important than the other, but a lot of times in that impoverished community, there's an absence of men in the households. And so it's just, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. But yeah, Eva, a lot of that is a generational thing. If the community just takes them in strong enough. Yeah. Yeah. So it's just sometimes, we live in a broken world, and that's, so my thing is, so here's the response, like the response of the gang violence and the murder is there, and this is just the way my mind turns. So there's a group of like local pastors and stuff who are like, well, we're going to start having, a devotion at the school, which is amazing. But I'm like, but those kids, those guys aren't going to go to it. Like, you got to be a little rough around the edges for those guys to pay any attention. And so I don't know. I've been kind of praying about it. Like, Lord, is this something that I'm supposed to, is this an avenue that you want me to try and do something? You never know. So, all right. So I was reading a song this morning, the lyrics. I was listening to it. Somebody had shared it on Facebook, and so I listened, and it's, I think it's a girl named Anna Golden and Carrie Job. And it says, when your answers don't have questions, I'm sorry, I'm reading backwards today. When your questions don't have answers and you just can't understand it, when your mind just won't stop running and the tears just keep on coming, you don't have to explain it. He hears you before you can speak. So come with me. Let's take it to Jesus. And it's like, man, that's so good. Yeah, Sandra. Sandra said, absent of parents, all have to work to make ends meet. Yeah, this this economy's tough. But it is, because and that, you make a good point, Sandra. It's like, if one parent's absent in the home or not involved, then the other parent, like you said, they're having to work all the time. I've got, single mothers have the utmost respect. I see him and I'm like, I struggle having my wife and I raising children. I can't imagine how difficult it is for a single parent. That's right, Wendy. That is exactly the truth. There are people who are believing it's like it's not by power or by might, but by my spirit, says the Lord. And so, I'm reading Brenda. Yeah, the kids have no consequences. So y'all want to hear what my parenting advice or my parenting model? So when I was growing up, my dad said when McCain was first born, I mean, he was like a little bitty baby. My dad pulls me aside and he said, Ryan, he said, what did he say? Oh, now I forgot. What did he say? He said, I think he said something to the effect of, man, what was the phrase that he used? Basically, it's like consequences. Oh, no, here it is. He said, Ryan, consequence determines behavior. And he said, if you reward crying, then he's going to cry to get his way. And so my parenting and my kids, thank the Lord, have been really good. But I believed in spanking my children, but not in anger, or not. I mean, just paddling, I guess. But consequence determines behavior. And I told them the only thing that you will be disciplined for is deliberate disobedience. And so if they just messed up and they didn't know any better, I wouldn't punish them or discipline them. I'd just sit them down and say, look, don't do that again. And if they deliberately disobeyed, they'd get a paddling. And before I'd paddle them, I'd say, look, I love you. This is the reason. This is how many you're getting. This is the reason, and pretty much taught them and I told, at one time I sat my kids down and I said, you have the power to never get a spanking again, ever in life. And so I was empowering my children to do the right thing. But that was literally it. It's like you get punished or disciplined for deliberate disobedience. That's it. And so, but ultimately my whole thing was to connect, keep the heart of the father and the heart of the child connected. And so, where our relationships were strong, I can overlook behavior issues as long as there's open communication and relationship. When that's broken, I start worrying and saying, how do we get this back? Right. And so that was kind of my parent. And I try and liken it to the relationship I have with Jesus, because it's like the walk that I have. Because it's like he's not sitting there looking for a reason to spank me. I know people who it's like they're just looking and like, when can I spank my kid? I'm like, man, y'all are crazy. You taught yours to face their wrongdoing. Yep, that's Michael Key said he doesn't remember his first paddling, but he remembers the last one. Yeah, I had to bluff my kid McCain one time, but yeah, Summer. Well, going back to kind of some of the issues here locally. Like originally, they started the hold on. Originally, they started like the gang unit, because I talked to those guys. They're good friends of mine. But originally, they were starting like 9th through 12th grade was who they worked with. But they realized they're having to go down to like 7th grade. And so that's right. Man, I love YouTube. The only thing I don't like about YouTube is it doesn't give full names. So like I'm looking and seeing Jay McGovern, but she says teaching right from wrong is essential. And I agree. You know, look, I've always said either parents are going to teach the consequences for actions, or the law is. I mean, I know a guy right now who's, you know, going through some stuff because nobody ever taught him, like, hey, if you do this stupid stuff, there are negative consequences for it. And so but it's hard, you know, it's hard as parents because you want to love your kids and you don't want to do it. You don't want to you want to give them what they want. You don't want to, you know, discipline them. I mean, that's hard as a parent, but for me, it's like, that's how you love your child. All right, Trish, McCain was that way. Trish said her father never spanked her. He just would say, now, Trishy, and she would break down into tears. Yeah, Teresa said she let her kids, and now Grant, let their conscience be their guide. I think that is a good, you know, you always have a check in your gut when you're about to do something wrong. I mean, but my sister, my dad gave her one spanking, and never again. And he's like, oh, she's the angel. I'm like, man, I remember one time getting a spanking when I was little. It was Thanksgiving, and I was like, I don't know, I was probably 8 years old, and I had a BB gun. And y'all are probably going to all, cancel me for this, but I was young and dumb. Thank you, Kelly. But I climbed up on the fence, and we had older neighbors who treated their dogs like their kids. And I had a little, like a Red Ryder BB gun, and shot one of the dogs with it. And I think I wasn't trying to. I was trying to like shoot the ground under him, but man, that thing went to hollering, and I walked inside with the BB gun behind my back, and my dad said, boy, did you shoot that dog? And I said, no, sir. He wore my tail out, but I deserved it. But I guess, you know what I didn't do? I never did that again. Yeah, Brenda, I think so. But, you know, and that's the thing is it's, you know, it's tough to, I'll tell you what, I am thankful that I'm on the back end of raising kids. Marin actually, so tomorrow is Marin's 18th birthday. So she's turning 18 tomorrow. So, I mean, like, for me, I'm on the back end of it, and I'm thankful. I got my godchildren are like, I think like 6, 4, and 1, and I see their parents running around like, no, not for me. I don't have the energy anymore. But you know, like I said, I'm thankful. So Marin, her birthday's tomorrow. She's going to be 18. Oh, and another thing, I I need to have her on here again. She was a fun one to maybe get her on a live. I did a video early on with her to kind of introduce, but I need to have a live with her and Kennedy on. That would be fun, wouldn't it? And if McCain's coming into town this weekend, maybe we could do a whole family live. What do y'all think? Would that be fun? All right, nobody's responding. There you go. Thank you, Patty. And she also, here's another cool thing. This is exciting. I mean, as a parent, she got homecoming queen. Is that what it is? It's homecoming queen. They vote on them. So I'm going to have to walk her out, escort her out like the Friday of the game, but which is, I hate dressing up. Like Kennedy gets so mad at me because we'll be going to something and I'll be wearing a t-shirt and flip-flops. And she's like, Ryan, you have to dress like an adult. And I'm like, man, I don't want to. I like being comfortable. But on that, I'm going to have to like get all prim and proper. So I don't know when it is. I'll find out. I think it's in October though. All right. So family live video would be good. Okay. I'll talk with Kennedy. I think, after doing the live with Kennedy, she said it wasn't as bad as she thought. Do nice. Melissa just said I could do nice jeans and a blazer. I think I have to wear a suit, like pantsuit and like the shiny shoes. So, I mean, and I got to like wear a little flower on my thing. I mean, they take it pretty serious. They're not going to let me wear shorts and flip-flops. But I need to take video of that, and like that would be I think that'd be cool. So let me ask y'all something on the YouTube, the long form videos. I'm trying to think of kind of how to do some of the stuff. Like do some of the content. Like I know sometimes I'll do it in the shop, but in the shop it's kind of like the same thing. It's the same backdrop and everything. That video when I was going through the creek, is that more fun to watch, like that style video, or this stuff? No hat. I know. No hat. I can't wear a hat. Okay. So this backdrop, I'm actually setting, I haven't done it. Yeah. But I have a boring life. Yeah, the creek. Yeah. And when there's pretty landscape, and I'll tell you what, here's what y'all need to see. Downtown Selma has all the old antebellum houses. Y'all know what antebellum houses are? They're like the Civil War era houses. And so I'll have to, but I can't do lives like that, but I can do videos. Look, guys, I'm thinking of this, like, hold on, let me see. I'm going to get a couch, and that's the painting my my niece painted for me, but I'm thinking of doing a backdrop with that and setting up. Kennedy's going to let me have a couch and maybe put a coffee table. And so that'll be able to, have a decent backdrop. Okay. Well, Linda, you come for the message. I appreciate that. So I guess that's what I'm going to try and, I'm going to try and set it up. And, some of those, I guess the how-to or the 5-step videos, the shorts that I do, I want to start putting out like long form videos and do it more in like a relaxed setting. Cause I like, that's so my desire with this, I've had like with Ty, he would come in here for hours and we just sit and talk. And what I say is talk about the kingdom. And it's always been such a special time when people come in here. I mean, just great. It's been just some great learning experiences. I call it, honestly, for me, I don't know, this might sound bad, but for me, church happens in here when people come in here and we just hang out and fellowship. And so it's always been so good for me. It's like, I want to share this. And so, so that's kind of, I don't know. That's what I'm trying to do. Might do some, I don't know. I got to figure it out. That's the beauty of it, man. You just kind of get to do you. So, all right, guys, I've got, like I said, I was literally working till midnight last night and I was roasting last night. So today I've got to put a lot of stuff in packaging and I've got to ship, okay, sorry, I'm reading so I've got to like put coffee in bags and put together orders. So it's a busy day. So I'm going to have to make like a tree and leave here in a second. Yeah, Lori, that's kind of, so real quick, Lori said, I don't have a church, so this helps me. So one of my things, I've talked with a lot of people from like 40 years old and younger, and there are a lot of them who, what they say is, I'm spiritual, but I don't go to church. And I don't know. I told Tressa said, church is anywhere 2 or more congregate and talk about Jesus. That's my philosophy. But I told a new believer, he's been coming and he's been like, oh man, I'm offering to serve at the church. And I just told him, I said, look, I said, be careful, because they have a tendency of letting you do as much as you're willing to do. And so there's a lot of people who they don't really go anywhere. And for me, it's like, man, if we could have this place, like with what happened since Kate just commented, with Kate, it's like, she's like, hey guys, will y'all pray for me? And so everybody's like, hey, I'm praying for you, prayers. And to be able to create a place where it's not taking from people, right? It's something that can give to people, that can feed a community of people, that can encourage people, that can build each other up. that's kind of what I'm hoping, where we can just hang out and fellowship. And like I said, the stuff that I go through, that's how I learn the content. And so, uh-oh. Yeah, Summer, I know what you're talking about. Hold on, guys. I got to walk over here and plug up, or I'm going to lose y'all. Like that time. The more you do, the more that you want to do. There's a saying that a guy once told me, and he said, you got to see if it's in your dog bowl, meaning there are things that we're supposed to do and then things we're just not supposed to do. Yeah, Patty, she says, I love church. Look, guys, I still go to church. I serve in the worship team. And honestly, I've actually been helping with the youth some, or just stepped into it. So sorry about this light. So definitely not saying don't do that. For me though, it's trying to create something for people where you can just come, be encouraged, be lifted up, have some friends. Oh man, Melissa, well, maybe he could just film it and see. But yeah, so I'm not saying don't go. I mean, because there are a lot of benefits, and it's about building the relationships in the community. You gotta have your people. But for this, it's just something where if people don't have their people, it's a place where, you can come on here and say, guys, this is what I'm going through. Will y'all pray for me? And you got, 70 people who say, hey, look, we're going to do this right now. We're going to take care of you. So that's my heart. And here's the thing. There's a lot of people in this world who they might be homebound and they're not able to have that sense of community. And so that's something that it's like, man, this would be great to have. So that's it's kind of my heart behind it. But here you go, guys. It's not by power or by might, but by my spirit, says the Lord. So it's his doing. I'm just here to chip away. So, all right, guys. I'm gonna have to get to work. I like it, Kay Joyce. Okay. I'm going to say a quick prayer, and I got to go to work, or I'm not going to, the mailman will be mad at me because I won't be ready for him. All right. So, Lord, we bless you, Lord. Everybody on here, we just, Lord, if people are wondering about you, I just ask that you show who you are, and that you're good, and that you love folks. You love us all, Lord, and make that real to us. Lord, once again, just heal Kate, Lord, from her surgery 100%. And Lord, all these issues, even like the stuff in Selma, I know everybody's got issues in their city. Help us be a part of the solution and show us the way with your wisdom and not our own. All right, in Jesus' name, amen. Guys, love you, my friends. Thank y'all for spending the morning with me. I hope it's blessed you. And hopefully I can get a get a family live going. So, all right. So guys, remember, be happy and love others. Y'all take care and have a wonderful day.